You know that creeping feeling that starts around 2 p.m. on a rest day? That low-grade panic that sits in your chest like you forgot to turn off the stove except the stove is your body, and you're convinced it's already falling apart because you skipped leg day. If missing one workout feels less like self-care and more like personal betrayal, congrats. You're not broken, you're just wired differently. Most people think this is about discipline, that you're just really committed or super motivated. But here's the thing, discipline doesn't make you anxious. Discipline doesn't sit in your stomach like dread when your alarm doesn't go off at 5 a.m. Society calls it dedication, psychology calls it something else. Because what looks like passion on the outside can feel a lot like compulsion on the inside, and the line between the two thinner than you think. Let's start simple. Your brain is designed to crave routine. It loves predictability. It wants to know what happens next so it can relax. Think of your brain like a very nervous project manager. It needs the meeting scheduled, the agenda set, the coffee ready. When the routine breaks, the project manager panics. So when you skip the gym, your brain doesn't just notice, it spirals. Because the gym isn't just exercise, it's a calendar appointment your nervous system has been counting on. Psychologists call this habituation anxiety, the distress that comes from breaking a deeply ingrained pattern. And here's the kicker, the stronger the habit, the louder the alarm when you miss it. But there's another layer. For a lot of people, the gym isn't about fitness, it's about control. You can't control your job, your relationships, your bank account, or whether your ex texts you back. But you can control the weight on the bar. You can control your reps, your sets, your protein intake down to the gram. It's like being handed the only steering wheel in a car that's otherwise driving itself off a cliff. So when you don't work out, you're not just losing a workout. You're losing the one thing that made you feel like you had a say in how your day went. This is what's known as compensatory control, the psychological need to assert dominance over something when everything else feels chaotic. And the gym? It's the easiest target. Here's where it gets messy. Your brain also knows that exercise equals endorphins. Endorphins equals relief. Relief equals survival. So over time, your brain starts treating the gym like a pharmacy. Miss your dose, withdrawal symptoms kick in. It's like training a dog to expect a treat every time it sits. Except you're the dog, the gym is the trick, and the treat is not hating yourself for 3 hours. What you're experiencing is behavioral dependence when an activity becomes your primary coping mechanism for managing stress, mood, or identity. And just like any dependence, the fear of not having it becomes almost worse than the thing itself. Let's talk about the shadow side for a second. Because here's the question nobody asks. Is the gym filling you up dot dot dot? Or is it just keeping you too busy to notice what's empty? Does missing a workout genuinely disrupt your well-being, or does it just force you to sit with thoughts you've been outrunning on the treadmill? There's a difference between I feel better when I move my body and I can't function without rigid structure because everything else feels out of control. One is self-care. The other is self-medication, and if you can't skip a workout without spiraling, it might be worth asking which one you're actually doing. Look, you're not broken, you're not weak, undisciplined, or neurotic. You've just built a system where your mental stability depends on a single variable, and that's a lot of pressure to put on a squat rack. The goal isn't to stop working out. It's to stop needing it like oxygen. Try this. Skip one workout. Not because you're too busy or injured, but because you're practicing flexibility. See what happens. Sit with the discomfort. Notice it, don't fix it. Because the strongest thing you can do isn't lifting more weight. It's proving to yourself that you're okay even when you don't. So here's my question. Which layer hit the hardest? The control thing, the routine panic, or the self-medication realization? Drop it in the comments. I'm curious.